Hi everybody, this is Slash Entertainment News. This is Cheryl doing the review and recap of the Netflix new series called 7 Seconds. I have been doing the recap and review on this episode. It's 10 episode and I'm thinking I'm going to have to put my glasses on, people. We are at episode 6. And the title of it is Until It's Done. The episode opens up with we see Fish and KJ questioning all of the police officers in the police department. Now, they know that the word is out and that it was policemen involved in this hit and run of Latrice and Isaiah's son. And Fish and KJ is questioning all of the police officers, and of course all the police officers are, every question that KJ asks the police officers in the department, all of them tell them that they don't know anything about this hit and run. They don't know anything. They don't know nothing. So every time KJ would open a question up and answer certain questions about, did they see anything in the park? Did you recognize anything in the park? Everybody was basically tight-lipped. Nobody knows nothing. So it came to a point where the head closed the questioning of all the police officers. Now, this is going to be a short one. We go on and we see that Fish basically has been looking for Nadine, who is the young drug addict, dopehead, who basically saw D'Angelo and saw Mary, but she did not see Felix. Now, Felix is the only one who really does have a alibi because he wasn't really there. So there was only 2 police officers that was there, the dirty ones anyway, and that was D'Angelo and Peter and Murphy. Now Murphy can't stand Peter because Pete was the one that basically got them into all of this covering up with Latrice's son. And so we go on and we see that Fish has gotten a hold of, is asking KJ to answer the phone. We see that he's up there trying to get a hold of KJ, but KJ is not basically there. She is in the office. She's waiting on Fish to get back to her. Basically, they're trying to, their line of communication is not doing too good, but and so we see that. And then on the next episode we go on and we see an episode where we see D'Angelo, we see Felix, we see Pete and their girlfriends all at the church. Basically, the reason why they're at the church is because they're getting ready to baptize Pete's son. And so of course everybody is there except D'Angelo. He is basically late. And so he tells Murphy and he tells Felix for their wives to go ahead and they finished the baptize, and they told them to go ahead and prepare when you do a baptism or the baptize of a baby. So after that, they go have dinner and all of this kind of stuff. So D'Angelo goes back and he tells them that not to worry, that everything is okay. He's taking care of the witness. Now we go on and then we go back over to another part of town, and we see that Latrice has basically hired a lawyer to basically sue the police department for her son. And the lawyer is basically telling Latrice that he could basically get good money for from the police department. But of course, Latrice is basically excited because she thinks that this lawyer is basically on her side and that he understands, as far as, what's going on with her son. But in the meantime, the lawyer basically has some doubts because she asked Latrice, did her son had any prior incidents? In other words, was he caught, or was he caught? Did he get locked up in anything whatsoever? And so, of course, Latrice tells her no, that Bennett did not get locked up or anything like that. He wasn't in any gangs or anything like that. But basically, what happened was that Felix called the department and asked for them to do some investigation on Bennett to Latrice's son to see whether or not if he had any prior charges. And so we see that Latrice was basically in the washing her clothes, is because now what is happening is that Latrice and Isaiah are not, they're kind of sort of separated a little bit. Latrice is not coming back to the house. She's basically living in her car. And Isaiah is basically having a hard time. He's having just as hardest time as Latrice is. And so we see that Latrice is basically in the washroom washing her clothes, and then all of a sudden there's a new flash that comes up on the screen that's talking about her son having a prior record. And so basically Latrice goes back to the lawyer's office, and then the lawyer tells Latrice, look, I can't really do anything for you. Come to find out that your son basically did have a prior record. You didn't let me know that her son had a prior record, but she was trying to explain to the lawyer that he didn't have a prior record, and he did have a prior record, but she didn't want to tell him that he did have a prior record. It's because basically she knew that if she did say that yes, her son did admit it had a prior record, that he would not take the case. And so basically, make a long story short, Latrice and the lawyer told Latrice, the lawyer told Latrice, look, I can't do anything for you, especially for a dead banger. So basically, he told her that I can't take your case. Your son has a prior record, and plus he was a part of a group. He was a part of a gang. And so Latrice is really, really livid at this time. In the meantime, we see Fish. Fish basically has come to his house, but he realized that someone has opened his front door. And basically he goes in and he sees where his dogs are, because he's a person who takes care of dogs and everything. He sees that the door is open, so he goes in, to kind of inspect to see what's going on, and he finds out that Nadine. Now, Nadine is the young white girl who is a drug addict, who's basically saw everything, and she's a witness to the case. She is a prior witness to the case. And so Nadine basically tells Fish exactly what happened and the reason why she winds up at Fish's house. So Fish calls KJ. Basically, KJ comes and take down everything as to what was going on and what she saw and everything. So KJ finally gets a chance to see and meet Nadine, because she had not talked to Nadine. She did not know what Nadine looked like, so she finally gets a chance to go, because Nadine is at Fish's house. Because the reason why she's at Fish's house is because D'Angelo, oh, he's so D'Angelo went looking for Nadine, and he basically found where Nadine lived at. So he basically went to Nadine's house, and tried to entice her to come outside. And so Nadine got a whiff of it because her got a whiff of it, and basically she ran away before D'Angelo, who could basically get her, and she ran to Fish's house. So now we have Nadine and Fish's at the house. Now here comes the kicker. We have Felix. Now Felix is one of the cops. Is the Hispanic cop who's basically really have a alibi because really he really wasn't there, and so he's the only one that really has an alibi other than the other two, other than the other three. And so he goes up to Fitch's house and he knocks on the door, and he realized that Nadine is inside of Fitch's house, and he hears all this music, and so of course Fish comes to the door and see who it is. And so that's when Felix tells Fish that, look, I want to tell you what's going on, but before I go and tell you what's going on, I want to talk to the prosecutor. I want to get a deal. So he's getting ready to snitch on the other. He's getting ready to snitch on the other three. But prior before that, he um Felix asked Fish, well, who said you have in your car in your house? And he says, oh, nobody. I'm just there by myself and everything. And so they were getting ready to make this deal, and so they were going to meet and do it in Fish's house. But he said, no, let me call the prosecutor, and that was KJ. And so Felix says, okay. So in the meantime, we have KJ. KJ is at the office. KJ has no idea what's going on because Fish has been trying to get in contact with her, but he can't seem to get in contact with her. So while she's in her office, we have the head prosecutor of the department of the investigation, which is a tall white guy. He's not bad looking or anything. Now, his name was James. So James and KJ has history. Okay? James and KJ has history. And so basically, James tells KJ, why did you let me know that um, Bennett, Latrice's son, had a prior record? So KJ said, I didn't know that he had a prior record, and really this didn't really count because that prior record was basically in New York and not in Jersey, because this case is being, being prosecuted in Jersey. And so she says it's irrelevant because his case, he has a record in New York and not in New Jersey. And so, of course, one thing led to another. KJ is basically doubting herself as a lawyer. James, they have prior records, so you know what happened. They got together in the office, and I was like, KJ, don't do it, don't do it. Of course, it kicked in, I guess she didn't have any for a while, so she just, gave him some. So in the meantime, we have Latrice. Latrice goes and drive up to Seth. Seth is the nephew. Seth is the brother-in-law of Isaiah. And so, of course, Isaiah is in a bus driving around thinking about his son. And he stops at, he's on the bus thinking about his son. And the driver says, look, this is your stop. Are you ready to get off? Here's your stop. The bus driver stopped right in front of the house. He said, no, this is not where I live at. Just keep on going. So the bus driver keeps on going. Meantime, we over there where Latrice at and Seth. And Latrice is talking to Seth because Seth now is back on the corner to selling drugs for the Kingpin King. So he's back on the corner. Meantime, she goes to Seth, tells Seth exactly how she feels, tells Seth that, I've got an issue, right? I really, really got an issue. But before that, we're going to go back and we're going to deal with Felix. Felix goes to Murphy house. Now, Murphy is the white guy that really don't like Pete. And Pete doesn't like Murphy. And so Felix goes to Murphy's house and tells Murphy that D'Angelo basically has lied to them, saying that Nadine, who is the witness, is not any longer, don't worry about it, it's been taken care of. But that's not the case. Felix tells Murphy that Nadine is still alive, the witness is still alive, and that witness is at Fish's house. And so, in the meantime, um, Murphy tells Felix, well, don't worry about it because basically I'm not even going to worry about it. And then that's when he went on and said that, do you remember when Pete hit Bennett and the guardrail on the SUV? He hit it. Well, D'Angelo had told him to get rid of it. And basically, he didn't really get rid of it. He told Phyllis, he said, I ain't get rid of nothing. He says, I still have it, the guard, the bumper and everything. He says, I still have it. I didn't get rid of it. Don't worry about it. And the theory is that bumper that he told me to get rid of it has blood on it. So, actuality, that right there, I ain't worried about it, and you shouldn't worry about it either. In the meantime, Murphy's girlfriend, the one where Pete grabbed her by the throat and threatened to kill him, basically was upstairs. So she basically heard what her boyfriend Murphy had told Felix about that bumper, and then she now knows that they were basically there when Pete hit Latrice's son. So in the meantime, we have Latrice. Now Latrice is sitting in Seth's car and telling Seth that she knows where Pete lives. She knows his name, she knows his address, she knows everything about him. And that she's still in pain and that basically she wants Pete to pay for killing her son. And so she tells Seth, she says, look, I'm going to kill him. She said, I'm going to kill him. And Seth looked at him like, have you lost your mind? Have you lost your ever-loving mind? You're going to do what? She said, yeah, I'm going to kill this. I don't want to say it, but I'm going to kill him. And then he looked at her and said, well, what's up? How? She said, I want you to get me a gun. I'm going to kill him. Just like I'm going to kill him, just like he killed my son. And then Seth looked at his sister-in-law as if, have you lost your mind? Are you serious? She said, I'm going to kill him. And that's when it went on. That was episode 6. Episode 6. Now, let me tell you guys, this is very, very hard. Although I said I was going to do it, and I'm going to do it. I'm going to be consistent about it just because I got to get ready. Because Queen Sugar is getting ready to come back on in May. So I got to get ready. But I have what, 4 more? I have 4 more because I just did episode 6. So I've got 4 more. So hopefully I'll be done by the end of the weekend. Before Saturday, we should have all 10 of the episodes done. But let me just tell you guys, this is the 7 seconds. It's very good Netflix crime series. This is very good. I don't know if there's a lot of people that's basically doing a recap and a review on this particular series. I think there is. Like I said, I'm still new. I'm still learning. So, I'm going to skip some stuff. I'm going to miss some stuff. But I got to be myself when I do these reviews and recaps. So, there it is. But let me just tell you, Latrice, that woman has lost her mind. I don't want to use a lot of words, but that woman has really lost her mind. And her husband Isaiah is really going through it. So, and really, to be honest with you, the whole entire family is really going through it. Now, this crime is basically is showing all of the racism. And although if you want to go back and see what some of the other reviewers are talking about, I'm not going to give you the spoilers. I'm going to give it to you blow by blow. It's because It's going to deal with something that our black community, when it comes to this particular topic, some of you already know what it is, but when it comes to this particular topic, we have a hard time in dealing with the subject. And I'm just going to leave it like that. Until the next time, this is All Things Cheryl slash news and entertainment movie review, and I am doing 7 seconds. And I see you. Who knows? I may see you tomorrow. I may see you today. Who knows? I don't know. You know me, but I'm being consistent. I'm not telling you I'm gonna come back on a Sunday, on a Saturday, or a Monday or something, but I am telling you that I'm gonna come back. So hit that notification so you'll know when I pop up and I roll back through it. Share. Become a subscriber. Become a subscriber so you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Hit the like and then have some conversation. Hit the conversation. If you have a question, if I missed something, comment and say, look, Cheryl, you missed so and so and so and so, and I think this so and so and so and so. So hey, let's just have a conversation. Come on now. Come on now. I'm being consistent. I'm popping back up. I've been a YouTuber for quite some time, but I haven't really been consistent. So I'm trying to be consistent, and I'm thinking I'm doing really good with my consistency. So click, subscribe, share, and comment. Peace, love, till the next time.